We're unloaded here at Hagerstown. Hot laps are getting ready to get started here in a few moments. The track looks like it's going to be heavy for hot laps, but probably going to blow off pretty quickly and get slick. So that'll be good for us because I'm in a crate which has like 250 less horsepower than these limiteds. The more they need to control their throttle, the better for me, because it's much easier for a low power engine to modulate the throttle. Hopefully we'll have a good night tonight. Just try to get some laps in, get a little practice. Yeah, I'm excited. So hot laps were okay. I was consistent, but consistently slow. So I gotta figure out when I can get back in the fuel to where the car will rotate on the fuel. I was doing too much of getting on the brake in the center of the corner and just kind of shearing the car and slowing me way down. Then I get back in the fuel and it just get way tight on exit. I gotta work on that. My entrance is pretty decent. It was straight for hot laps, a little too straight, but with the track going away, the way I'm entering, my car's gonna get a little more sideways as it gets slicker. So should be able to carry that throughout the turn, and then hopefully it'll rotate better on the throttle. But felt pretty good. I think we were pretty far back in the time, but that's to be expected. I think Dad ran 4th quick, 5th quick, something like that. Out of 23 cars, that's pretty good. We got heat races coming up here shortly. I think we're doing some qualifying for semi-lates, and then we're up next. Here's the lineup order for the heat races. I'll be in heat 2, starting 7th. So heat races were pretty good. Not really sure what happened on my start there. They moved me up from 7th to 3rd. I guess one car didn't show, and then one might have came in late, so they moved him to the back. 1 and 2 felt really good today, or in that heat race there. It was 3 and 4. I was entering in too low, and the car was rotating on the throttle really well. So when I get back in the throttle to get it rotated, I would just be getting way too close to that wall and have to get out of it. That could have been fixed if I just entered in a little bit higher and let the car kind of set earlier. That's all hindsight stuff. I'm just really happy I got 1 and 2 rolling there. Yeah, I ended up finishing 5th, and I feel like I held my own pretty good. So that'll put us starting, I think, 14th in the feature here. My dad started 6th in his heat and then rolled into 3rd and finished 3rd. So he'll be starting 9th, I believe. But we got a 20 lap feature. The track is already very slick. So we tightened our car up a good amount, and hopefully I can get 3 and 4 figured out here.
Here we go. Late Model Sportsman, 20 laps. Scott Palmer, mile leader. From the front row,
right, so we're back at the shop here. Just got unloaded. Had a very good night overall. I started 14th in the feature and finished 16th. Had the top rolling pretty good. I probably could have moved around more, maybe moved to the bottom a lot earlier than I did, but decided to just stay to the top because I was consistent there, and that was like my main focus coming into this weekend, is just trying to stay consistent. And I was very happy with this race. I don't really think I made too many mistakes at all. I was very happy with the adjustments I made on the car. I felt like it reacted very well, and it was very comfortable to drive. That's why I kind of just stayed up there at the top. It just felt super comfortable. I felt like there was a lot of moisture up there that I was taking advantage of that a lot of guys weren't. It was only really working at the beginning of the race, and then we had that long green flag run there, and then a few restarts, and towards the end it wasn't coming in as much as the bottom was. So should have moved down there earlier, but we'll work on moving around the track at a later date. This week was mainly focused on being consistent and being smooth, which I believe I did pretty well in that regard. Yeah, 14th, 16th in a limited race, down on about 250 horsepower. I'll take that. My dad in the limited here, he went from 7th to 2nd and had a very good race. What were your thoughts?
I was pretty happy with it. We got bottled up on the first start and I actually lost a spot when we ran one lap. And then I had to start 8th on the ensuing restart. We got just picked through the cars pretty decent, but the leader got way out there. We had those late cautions, but they took a while, and my stuff just didn't want to go after that. My right rear was good, but the right front really didn't want to steer all that well. It just kind of had us in a maintain mode, trying not to lose second. But we're happy with it. We're moving forward. The car's consistent. It's comfortable. We've been on several different surfaces. Feel like we're getting a handle on adjusting it. Try it again next week.
Yeah, that puts you at a 3rd place finish last week, 2nd place this week.
Yeah.
What do you think you're gonna do next week?
Well, I mean, if the numbers work out.
Yeah, hopefully, statistically speaking. We're always pretty decent at Hagerstown. We've been there quite a lot, and this year we're trying to run there consistently every week, just trying to run there as much as possible and try to rack up a few feature wins here. Yeah, very good night, very happy with it. Just want to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors to help us out on the cars here. Subco Village Mart, CEB Motors, Metzler Auto Truck and Trailer, Larry Royston Septic Service, all these guys at the bottom as well. Ingram Racing Engines, of course. A&C Racing Engines and Sign Design by Bill Funk. They're really what make this thing possible, and they help us out a ton. Thank you to those guys. You know, despite all of our struggles at Georgetown, I'd still call this weekend a success just based on how Hagerstown went and just the experience I got at Georgetown. It was a hammered on track, which I really don't race on that often. As you saw, I normally race on tracks like Hagerstown tonight, which was just very, very slick. But going from Georgetown to Hagerstown in the same weekend, I feel like I improved a lot because of that. The way you have to drive each of those tracks is so different. You really have to be aware of what adjustments you need to make and when. Obviously at Georgetown, you're wide open. You have the confidence in the car that it's gonna turn in without lifting. At Hagerstown, you really gotta make sure your braking points, your lifting points are precise and consistent so you can roll into the corner and then search for traction. I'd say this week I improved quite a bit, and I'm very happy with how I did. Obviously, Georgetown didn't get to run a feature. We were just plagued with mechanical failure. Unfortunate, but we learned from it. As for future racing though, I don't think I'm racing next weekend. My dad's gonna be at Hagerstown the Limited like we mentioned earlier, and hopefully he'll end with the 1st place finish there. That'd be pretty cool. I believe my next race is gonna be at Hagerstown on April 12th or 13th. I'm not sure exactly which day. I think that's her next crate race. So hopefully my improvements from this weekend will carry on over into that race. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Please consider liking and subscribing. It helped me out a lot. And yeah, we'll see you next time.